As Kenyans, we don't want to know. We are not concerned. I am sure they were both happy when it lasted. So let them not hang their bloody, dirty linen in public. We are not interested. Okay? Mithika, please. We have lowered our bar. We should have dealt with William Ruto. We should have sent him home. There should be a vote of no confidence in one William Samoei Ruto. I would have told you privately. But because you don't give me that chance of telling you privately, I'm telling you publicly, you are naked. What gives him the idea that he can do as he wishes? This is not his personal house, this is not Sogoi. I think the president needs to stop being simplistic.
Is there a vacuum post Raila?
Play one clip where Ruto has spoken truthfully.
A very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. This is Philip Kisia, Unscripted, this particular Thursday. My name is Jadiel Kabiro. It's always an honor, always a privilege, always a joy to have you joining us for conversations here. Conversations which I hope will help our political leaders in making better policy and political moves. Philip Kisia is a leadership and governance expert, former Nairobi town clerk, comes here every single Thursday and Friday for these conversations. Kisia, welcome on set. How are you doing this particular week?
Well, been under the weather, but I'm okay.
Oh yeah, I had.
Yeah.
Pole sana.
I'm okay now, as you can see.
Yeah, the energy will be there today.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
oh yes, you can imagine. I'm gonna breathe fire.
Now it seems like this weather has changed, the season has changed, and we appreciate God for that. We're going to talk about the agriculture, what is happening in the agriculture docket with CS Mithika Linturi. But tell me, what have you seen this week that has caught your eye?
Well, Jed, this week has been full of drama and some very exciting things. One, it was so pleasant to see the new president of Senegal, Bassirou Faye, ordering his top civil servants not to accompany him at the airport or not to see him when he's leaving the country at the airport, not to receive him, top military brass. And he said he did not want that to continue with that African stupidity. It's backwardness. Because they said, these people who come here to dance and grin at me and shake my hand add no value. Okay? They are wasting money, they are wasting time. They have better things to do in the office. If it is leaving the country, I can do it on my own. Because God has blessed me, I have 2 feet. Yeah. I can walk. I'll be driven to the airport. Okay? And then again, when I'm coming back, I don't want you to waste your time. Please do what the taxpayers have employed you to do. I think that was very, very refreshing. And now you can see somebody who's serious, who is utilizing resources in a very efficient and effective manner, in terms of minutes, time, in terms of manpower, and in terms of money. It's not wasteful. He's not suffering from some useless,
what we see here.
Let me put brakes. Let me put brakes. The other thing was, of course, this week again was there's a video doing circles in the social media, and I'd want to to play a bit of it. And a guy is lamenting about the leadership of this country playing ping pong between two communities, between Central and then it goes to Rift. Central, Rift. It's a ping pong thing.
Ukiona mtu kwa office and are qualified to be in that office, not because you have the right name to be in that office.
True.
There will be a time when it will not be business as usual. Just because you come from a certain point, a certain region, then you are qualified to be in some office somewhere. In this country, we have a problem where you go and find a whole state department speaking one native dialect. Ukiingia kwa ofisi useme adowaito muriega, kila mtu anasikia hiyo lugha, anasema yetu riega mno. Ukiingia kwa ingine useme chamuga, kila mtu anasema missing. Lakini ukiingia kwa ofisi useme bandu base mulembe, hakuna mtu anaelewa hiyo lugha.
And he's saying that the Luya community and the other communities are also as important. They're Kenyans. And it is time that we stop looking at people from the tribal angle, but embracing merit So appointments must be based on merit and nothing else. But unfortunately in Kenya, you find that people, find themselves in top positions, not because they merit, not because they're competent, but just because they come from the president's backyard. So this backward thinking, backward way of managing our economy must stop. The other one, and I think that's a warning shot to Ruto. I thought Ruto would correct this thing of tribalism, but it has been a total failure. The other one, which again was a warning shot, in my view, to Ruto. The traders at Luthuli Avenue chasing away government officers. Most likely, I mean, maybe they had gone to do a job about counterfeits. But maybe the harassment is too much. And people are getting tired and fed up. For me, it's a warning shot to my good president and friend, His Excellency, William Samoei Ruto. Wake up.
Let's watch
if you don't wake up, I think you need to play at least play the 1-2.
Looking at this video, Kisia, it's on screen right now. What are we looking at happening at Luthuli Avenue? Is this a revolution in the making or what?
It's a revolution in making, Jed. I just said that Ruto should start preparing. When you see people, because people are reminding Ruto, people are saying we are fed up of your government, of harassment. People coming here, KRA, people, police, county officials, we are just fed up of you. Okay? So they're asking him to change his ways, to manage people in a way that is civil. And they're basically saying that if you don't respect us, we shall stop respecting you. We shall even stop respecting your orders and court orders. He is the one who is leading by example. He has said that he will not respect court orders. These people are just saying, we shall do as you do. It is simple. And the other video, the guy is saying, listen, if you continue appointing people from your backyard, even when they don't qualify, even when they are corrupt, some of them are murderers, are known. Okay? What this guy is saying, watch your steps. Okay? Other communities are Kenyans, and if you don't consider them to be Kenyans, then of course, keep your side of the country, we keep our side.
Well, warning shots on Kisia's highlights this week, telling the president he should watch out. Kenyans are standing up. But as this is ongoing, President William Ruto is leading the Africa Fertilizer Soil Health Summit. C.S. Linturi, the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary, is facing impeachment in Parliament. He says this is a case of love gone sour against his wife, who is now a member of Parliament. We're going to have this conversation with Philip Kisia about agriculture. What is happening, Kisia, with the cabinet secretaries? But you look at these allegations, from procurement to crimes against our constitution. He says, basically, this is just my wife. It's not Bumula MP who has proposed this thing. This is my wife behind it. You look at these allegations. What do you make of them?
You know, Mithika Franking Linturi is a friend of mine. And he knows it. And, we've been together. But on this particular one, let him not trivialize a very serious matter. Okay? This is a man who is trying to trivialize it, to bring it to the extent of, and reminding us, or trying to prove that things happened under the duvet. Whatever happened under the duvet was between four walls. Should remain in those four walls. As Kenyans, we don't want to know. We are not concerned. I am sure they were both happy when it lasted. So let them not hang their bloody, dirty linen in public. We are not interested. Okay? Mithika, please be a bit more serious. You see, this is a serious matter. It touches on food security, which is one of the pillars of President Ruto's administration. There is talk about being self-sufficient in terms of food. How can we be self-sufficient when government is setting aside billions of shillings to import fertilizer? Then you don't import fertilizer, you package rocks, sand, and a bit of animal manure and package and give it to farmers. You are robbing Kenyans. You want to kill Kenyans. And then you are reducing such a serious matter into a bedroom affair. When you talk about, instead of talk about food security, do you know what it has done to our image? Because some of us are coffee farmers. In fact, yesterday I spent my day at the coffee factory, milling our coffee. You can imagine what it has done to the image of this country. We don't sell maize, but we sell our tea, we sell coffee, we sell cut flowers and so on and so forth. And yet a guy is talking about bedroom matters. We are talking about corruption. We are talking about misuse of public funds. We are talking about abuse of office. Then you want to reduce us to a bedroom?
Let me
You want to reduce us to a bedroom?
they are bringing the ex-wife, Aldai MP Marian Kitani. What would you have expected them to show this committee that they are presenting their case?
Listen, Nani Jed, don't even remind me about bedroom matters. And I don't think Kenyans are even bothered about what happened under the duvet. That was for them. Okay? What we want to know, it's very simple. And we know, and there's evidence, that the fertilizer that was procured was not fertilizer. It was sand mixed with stones and other things. And you see, what Mythical right now is facing, actually we expect Parliament to be very firm on this one. We expect Parliament to do its oversight role and make a decision that at least will remind Kenyans that we have a Parliament that is functional, that has not been gagged by a State House. You see, it's a quasi-judicial process. We don't want to be told whether there's evidence or not. It's about perception. What is Mwananchi down there thinking about this government of Kenya Kwisha? At least from what I'm hearing from Mwananchi, they are saying this is a government full of cabals, thieves, and looters and murderers. So here there's an opportunity for Parliament to say that we are not part of state capture. We are not cabals. We are not corrupt. That you have sent us here to oversight, and we are going to do that job by sending Honorable Franklin Mithika Lenturi home. It's not about gathering evidence. Okay? In any case, the evidence is there. We have seen stones. I am a farmer. My wife is a coffee farmer. She looked for that fertilizer, subsidized fertilizer. We never saw it. She's been buying a bag of fertilizer for 6,500. And government resources have been spent, not government resources, public resources, public taxes have been spent, and people are enriching themselves at the expense of the taxpayer, at the expense of the poor farmer. These are looters, and they must be called for what they are. They are mismanaging this country, and this must come to a stop. Parliament has that responsibility.
Tell me this. Senior Counsel John Hamino looks at CS Linturi in the eye, says you must resign, you'll go down in history as a man who is, as a good man. CS Linturi takes podium, says he's resolute. He will work for Kenyans. He's ready to work. He'll continue working.
I may borrow the words that my client has used. Mr. Linturi, you would have done us great honor by resigning. You would have set a big precedent, and you would have gone down in history as a big man.
What would you have expected from
you
CS
see,
Linturi?
You don't expect anything better from CS Linturi, given his history. I'm not, denying that we've interacted, but you don't expect anything better. Who does he want to serve? Kenyans don't want to be served by people incompetent and people who are not upright. Mithika Linturi, as far as this matter is concerned, he is not upright. Mithika Linturi, as far as this matter is concerned, he is incompetent and should be called to what he is. Listen. It's about bearing responsibility. political responsibility. Who is the CS for agriculture? In fact, we have lowered our bar. We should have dealt with William Ruto.
Oh.
We should have sent him home. There should be a vote of no confidence in one William Samoei Ruto. We have lowered our bar. We've come down to the CS, and we've said, at the very least, he must bear political responsibility. It's about portfolio corruption. He must bear responsibility. He is the one in charge, unless he's telling us there's somebody else in charge at State House. Are there two people in charge of the Ministry of Agriculture? No, there's only one, Franklin Mithika Linturi. He must go home.
You're saying he must go home, but what is the benefit of a person resigning for that particular person? Don't you think it's a bad thing if you resign, showing that you cannot work? And therefore the CS is trying to at least prove to Kenyans that this is just a mistake, we can move on as a country.
If for nothing else, save William Samoei Ruto the embarrassment you've put him through. You must go. If for nothing else, save this country, because you've ruined the image of this country as a country that cannot be trusted. Mithika Linturi must go. If for nothing else, even for your own family, for your own person, because we don't have confidence in you, Mithika Linturi must go. He operates under Cap 345, which squarely puts the responsibility of all matters agriculture under his docket. He doesn't share that responsibility. So unless he's saying, spare me, because I am not the one in charge, the ministry is being run by a different hand that you cannot see, that I'm being sacrificed. The only person who comes in between him and fake fertilizer is the president. So is he saying that don't crucify me, I'm only a messenger, go for my boss? Is Mithika Linturi saying that? If that is the case, he has an opportunity to speak. Let him speak to us in parliament. Otherwise, he is in charge of that high office. Okay? And if nothing else, if you are not there, people have lost confidence in you, you are not occupying that office for your own personal gain, you will say, what? You know what? I have a family. I have a name to protect. I have integrity. Although I'm not part of this, but because I bear the ultimate political responsibility, I must go. And I want to leave. And should these investigations at some time find that I am not capable, then, and the country needs me to serve, I will serve. But for the time being, there's loss of confidence. There's perception that I'm a thief. There's perception that I'm corrupt. I take political responsibility and I must go. There's also the thing of morality. You're not sitting on moral high ground. People look at you as immoral. People are looking at, as incompetent, that you cannot manage a ministry. And you're telling us, with my incompetencies, allow me to continue running the ministry. We are saying that we do not want to be led or leadership to be left to people who are incompetent and corrupt. Then, on that score alone, my friend Franklin Mithika Linturi must go.
Talk to me about the political ramification of this impeachment process. You look at Meru leaders, led I think by the deputy governor, coming and saying, if you impeach Mithika Linturi, this community will not have a representative, will not be represented in the executive arm. What are the political ramifications that will face President William Ruto if Linturi goes home, as you say?
Come on, Jed. Yeah. Kenyans should be serious. That deputy governor needs to be a bit more serious. Yeah. Merus are more than 1.2 million. They are more than 1.2 million Merus. Is he the only one from Meru? Is he the only one who have gone to school from Meru? In fact, there are better people, better school than him. The other day, I think his papers were being under scrutiny. They are better people. They are better people who work. And the Merus are good people. They are my in-laws. They are very competent. They are qualified. They are good people. You can't tell us that your Americans are going to allow their community to face this backlash because of one individual. Allow Franklin Mithika Linturi to go. The other thing you asked me about the consequences of this matter,
yes.
They're heavy politically. What will President Ruto do to another minister who steals public funds, who is incompetent, and who the public is saying we have no confidence? What will happen? Because is he abating corruption? That's the consequence. He'll now have confirmed our worst fears, or at least confirmed my worst fears, that I, William Samoei Arap Ruto, I abate corruption, and there's no way I'm going to fight corruption. He has an opportunity to clean the house.
He has to do it with Linturi. He has to start with Linturi.
He has to start with this one. This one that is so ripe. This one that everybody can see. This one that everybody is saying is incompetent and corrupt. It's about perception. My friend Franklin Mithika Linturi must go.
He won't be your friend after this show. But as the Africa Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit is ongoing, we're looking at public trust. We're looking at Kenyans looking at, will this government show us accountability, show us that they care? What strategies should be put in place? Because African heads are coming to Kenya, talking about this particular docket, with this man that must go home. What should Ruto do to show Kenyans that we are transparent now? How
can he show people are transparent? It's an embarrassment, first of all. You are holding an international conference. The man who is facing a quasi-judicial process, one Franklin Mithika Linturi, Mr. President. You are standing with him there in the podium. You are there with him with VIPs and 6 presidents from Africa in a summit, and is being accused. Why couldn't you even have sent him on leave? Why? What are you hiding, Mr. President? What are you hiding, Mr. President? Is there something that we need to know or we don't have to know? There must be something. How on earth?
If you were president,
how on earth do you, somebody who has been accused of corruption? Let me give you an example. My sister, Nancy Baraza, the first deputy CJ, the Republic of Kenya, for pinching a nose, was crucified, was sent home in a very humiliating manner. But you know what? It came to a point she said, "No, what? Our family, our own principles, our morality, and I don't need this office. I will go home." Is she still not there?
She's surviving.
She is there. She even went back to school and acquired a PhD, proper one. Not really that one we call, perhaps he has no degree. The one that people question. The ones they are buying from River Road. And my friend Rigathi said they are 10,000. And the president has gone mute again. Our president goes mute on serious matters. Who will trust this president?
So how do you...
International conference. International. With 6 heads of states, and we are there. With somebody who is facing a quasi-judicial process on a very serious matter. That everybody knows, even a child who has not been born, knows that there's a problem, that this government, the Kenya Kwanza government, is the first government to take money from the public coffers. It's the first government. They are broken record. Taking money from public coffers, tax money. They don't buy fertilizer. They bring us stones and soil and manure, donkey manure.
So with this,
it's the first government.
I'm asking, how can we now rebuild this trust? You're saying
we can rebuild this trust. This is a very simple way, Jed. You're asking me how can we rebuild? We keep on telling our friend Ruto, and I'll tell him, because I want him to succeed if he's listening. Although he has done 2 years, 2 more years, and if he's lucky, if people don't visit him in State House, like it's likely to happen, and other people have been removed through those processes, what I'm saying is, you don't, use a Machiavelli principle. Once you're in office, you keep away your close friends. Keep them away. Fact. Send them home. He gave them an opportunity, he paid a debt. Now the same people instead of working for him, they are looting, they're incompetent. He has an opportunity to say, you know what? I was given mandate by the people of Kenya to do a job. I have consumed 2 years. I'm not doing very well. For the first time, I want to prove that I mean business. I'm going to bring in competent people, even if we don't agree. I want to prove that I mean business. So I am going, starting with this Ministry of Agriculture, which is a very serious docket. I'm going to appoint people who are perceived to be against my administration, and I'm going to give this responsibility. 2, I am going to allow Parliament to oversight and do its job without making calls. 3, I've said it before, the agencies, DCI. Is there any report on Mithika Linturi Franklin? If it is, have they shared the president? Where was NIS when this thing was? And I can tell you, the president reads reports from NIS on a daily basis. Is he trying to tell Kenyans that this was not captured in the report? It is not there. He has all the facts. Let him act on the facts that has been given. Otherwise, we shall have one conclusion. You are not interested in fighting corruption. In fact, you're part of it.
What is your message now to this committee listening to the impeachment process of CS Linturi? Because the cases are with them, the matter resides with them. What is your message now?
My message is very clear. Don't be partisan. Just do your job. History shall remember you for having sent a minister who was entrusted by the Republic of Kenya, by the people of Kenya, to lead a very important ministry, but he has failed them by supplying or encouraging or facilitating, instead of providing fertilizer, the farmers were given soil and sand and pebbles and some donkey manure. If that is done by this parliament, they will go down history. They're the 13th parliament. Let them do the right thing, and we shall remember them for the action that they have taken.
Well, what a place to wrap up about CS Mithika Linturi's impeachment process. Should Linturi go home? Do you think there's reason enough? Leave a comment down below. But until before that, final word from Philip Kisia today as we're wrapping up.
You know, Mr. President, you are my friend. And a friend is one who will tell you, you are naked. I would have told you privately. But because you don't give me that chance of telling you privately, I'm telling you publicly, you are naked. The actions that, you are getting involved in, or non-action, will put you in a very difficult space soon. This Haiti thing that we've been talking about, you quietly, at least I understand, either you have sent a few or you intend to send others. Let the love of money not make you make decisions that we shall remember you in a very, very, very bad way decades to come. There have been leaders who have come here. There have been 4 presidents before you. They had their weaknesses. But yours, Mr. President, will bring you down sooner than later.
Well, what a place. Thanks for tuning in to that conversation. This is Philip Kisia, Unscripted, saying it as he sees it. Until we do again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.
What gives him the idea that he can do as he wishes? This is not his personal house. This is not so going. I think the president needs to stop being simplistic.
Is there a vacuum post Raila?
Play one clip where Ruto has spoken truthfully.